redo that. So as you guys can see, I got many classes. Let me see. You know what? Let's do... Let's do a little bit of blossoming. So we'll do a little bit of blossoming for you guys. Let me see. Where is it? Where is it? No. Blossoming, yay! So, blossoming, welcome to blossoming. Ha! Wonderful. So, the definition of blossoming is mature or develop in promising or healthy way. Also, produce flowers or masses of flowers. So, think of flowers as, what did you call it? Think of flowers as your energy, as your vibrations, as your life, as you blossom into the life that you want or that you desire to be.
Oh, I remember that now, yeah.
So wisdom is the combination of intelligence and intuition. By listening to your intuition, it helps you to step into your intelligence, which then creates the wisdom of what you truly desire in your life. By combining these two aspects of oneself, you become clear about the path you are taking. This brings your mind into a knowing of you no longer need to seek the truth. But understand that the answer you must come to is you are that truth. What is your truth? What are you wanting to live by? What is your definition of truth? Because everybody's truth is different compared to somebody else's truth. When somebody's talking, just like how I'm talking, I want you to take your truth, eat the meat, and spit out the bones. So in this section, we are going to be talking about the blossoming that happens in our lives, in your lives. Have you ever asked yourself, where did this knowledge ever come from? What if I told you the answer lies where the pain resides? Where the pain resides, your answer lies. So the body, our physical body, our carbon-based body talks to us in many different ways, aka headaches, stomach aches, arm aches, muscle aches. They all have a message for you. It's time to use your intelligence and listen to your intuition, because your wisdom is trying to give you a message. And this message is, what are you listening to? What are you not doing that you should be doing? Or what are you doing that you should not be doing? It's all about listening to the messages of what you desire inside your life. So, to name a few is embarrassment, shame, and grief. So let's take grief, for instance. You have experienced it somehow, some way, tucked away in the very far back of your mind. Something has happened in your life that you are grieving over, that you have grief over, because you are holding on to it and you don't want to, how do you say that, deal with the pain, so you shove it in the very far back of your mind, which causes goblins to come up, which are the thoughts of, I'm not enough, I don't have enough, I don't do enough, which then your body starts trying to give you a message of, why are you thinking those thoughts? And as they fester and wait for the right moment to pop up to disrupt the peace you have going on for yourself, it stops the moment, it stops your growth, it stops you from moving forward. So the reason why you experience these situations that cause pain is because you have been taught to show these certain emotions. What you were not taught is how dangerous emotions can be, and when and how not to use them. Certain emotions are great to feel. Peace, joy, prosperity, those are wonderful feelings. But what about grief? What about shame and embarrassment? Those are all man-made emotions here to keep you stuck, because the earth doesn't want to, or the people on this earth do not want you to move forward. There is something here that is stopping you from moving forward, and that is the old programming that was programmed into you.
Well, let's talk a little bit about you were saying that we are running away from those feelings, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like dodging a bullet. You twist your body left. Oh, almost got me. Oh, almost got me. Twist it right. And it's a mind's way of avoiding the pain. That is what the brain's job is. It's saying, okay, so when you think about things like this, it causes you pain, and I want to protect you from it. So let's think about this, or let's blame it on that. Correct?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah.
And the reason why that does that is because you were programmed to run away from whatever makes you feel uncomfortable. You're programmed to turn tail and run, not face it and take care of it, which is why the mind is always thinking, and it tends to think the wrong questions most of the time. For instance, what if, what happened, and what did I do wrong? What if is basically a past tense. What if I did it this way? What if I did it that way? If I do it like this, then that will turn out that way. But the future is not made yet, so don't focus upon the future. Focus upon what you want to create now. And then the what happened, past tense.
The what ifs are a distraction as well from looking at the truth.
Mm-hmm.
The what ifs are guilt. The what ifs are shame. The what ifs are embarrassment. Hey, Ashley. The what ifs are self-esteem issues. The what ifs are us delving into finding a reason why this is happening rather than looking at the truth.
The shoulda, coulda, wouldas.
Mm-hmm.
I should have done this. I could have done that, or this would have happened. So the harder you think about a situation, the more wrong questions you tend to put your attention to. So have you ever been thinking of a situation and then suddenly the question that you first asked turned to something else, and that turned to something else, and then suddenly you started feeling emotions? Well, when you put your attention to it, which in turn, you start attaching emotions to a situation that you are currently dealing with. So when you attach an emotion to a situation or to whatever that is happening inside your experience, guess what? You make it all about you when it had nothing to do with you in the first place, which is why we ask her the question, what did I do wrong? You did nothing wrong. Every situation that you go through, every lesson that you decide to go through, everything that you decide to feel, say, think, or do is the way that it's supposed to be done to help you learn that you are on the right path. You've always been on the right path. It's just a new lesson that needs to be learned. So this is what causes the pain that makes you pull the emergency brake forcibly to stopping the miracle right before it occurs. And when you never reach your destined desire. What is it that you truly desire in your life? What next step do you desire to take in your life? Where do you desire to go? As you can see, I don't use the word want because want comes from a place of neediness. And Source doesn't give you what you want. He gives you what you need at the time that you need it. So through these steps, we are going to show you how to overcome the overthinking mind. Should we keep on going?
Well, let's ask them what they think.
So what do you guys think of the class so far? This is kind of like what we're going to be teaching this week. Yeah, I think I'll choose blossoming for this week.
Okay.
So what are your thoughts? What is it that you think about the class so far? We got 6 people. Hi, Tina. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Carol. Hi, Diana.
What sabotages you? What pains do you have in your body? What are doctors treating you for? What aches? What feels numb? What hurts? Do you feel depressed? Do you get headaches? Do you have insomnia? Are you running a business? Is it stuck? Is it going and making what you want it to make? Are you serving the people you want to serve? Do you work for a company? Do you get along with the people that you work with? Is there someone that is irritating you and aggravating you? Can you figure out why you hurt? Can you figure out why the relationships in your life are annoying? Why do they feel like sandpaper? How do you change it? How do you change the energy? How do you know how to find the root of what's going on? The medications that you're taking is a Band-Aid. I know because I'm taking medication myself and it's a Band-Aid. And I am going through the process of finding the root. Did you know that diabetes is about the sweetness of life? Did you know that feeling bitter and guilty and having the memories of your childhood coming back to haunt you is causing issues with your organs? Did you know that depression is not using your truth, not speaking your mind, not feeling like you're being heard? Did you know it's about anger? And did you know that anger is a cover emotion? That what lies behind anger is guilt and shame? Do you feel shame about your body? When you look in the mirror, do you love what you see? Do you love who you see? And then the question, why not? That one feels like a lot of pain, doesn't it? Do you know how to change that? Do you know how to love who you see and who you are? Do you know what the truth of love is? Do you ever judge yourself? Do people ever judge you? Do you have constant triggers and get in arguments with people? Do you know why? Do these arguments escalate? Can you meditate? Are you able to still your mind? Are you able to have no thoughts? Are you able to just relax and breathe? Did you know that an empty mind is a positive mind? Do you know how to get there? Do you know how to look at life as though it's beautiful? Do you appreciate everything that you have? Did you know that when you find a penny on the ground, it is a sign of abundance coming? Did you know you can stop abundance in its tracks? Do you have animals? Do you love animals? Did you know how you treat animals as a good indication of how you feel about yourself? Did you know that how you feel towards an animal is a direct reflection of something going on in your life? Do you ask yourselves these deep questions? The other night, I was flopping like a fish out of water in my bed. And I finally realized what I was doing, and I felt the aches and pains in my body, and I crawled up to the pillows and next to my husband, and I said, "Oh, I'm so bored." I have not heard myself say that in a really long time, and that shocked me. And so I asked myself, why is this coming up? What is going on? And it wasn't until the next morning that I realized that I am dealing with self-esteem issues. There are things coming up to be released that feel uncomfortable, and me flopping all over the bed and being bored is me running away from that. And I thought originally it was because I was having money issues. I mean, money blocks. I thought it was the finances that were bothering me. And you know, when my son was little, he got an ear infection. He was about 3 or 4. And he came over to me and he says, "Mommy, my ear hurts." And as he was holding his ear, he said, "I think a bug crawled in and bit it." And I thought, how interesting. His concept of what he thought an ear infection was, he could not conceive of a bacterial infection. And we do the same thing when we are hurting or something's going on. We look at what it might be and blame that. And that, again, is the mind's job to distract you, to keep you from feeling pain. But the pain continues. You know why? Because you're not getting to the root of it. And the root for me was self-esteem. It was feeling shame. It was feeling embarrassed about myself. It was not loving who I am. It was connecting to the physical part of me instead of acknowledging that I'm soul and spirit and light and being. You are amazing. Your light shines. Do you dim it? Do you play small? Do you allow yourself to stop the dream? Does fear stop you from moving forward? Does the fear of regret stop you from saying your truth? If you say your truth, what will that mean? If you speak how you really feel, will people still love you? If you become who you truly are meant to be in this form, if you allow yourself to play full out, will people still accept you? Are you worried what they will think? Did you have a parent like myself who sabotaged you at every turn? Oh, yes, Ostara. You can do ballet. You dance like a chicken. And as a child, we do not know how to process these things, and so they enter into the cells of our body, this pain, this trauma. And this is what's coming up to be released. You might have noticed the awakening happening in the world. You might have noticed that everyone is starting to realize they are more than who they are, who they've been told. You might have gotten wind that the history we've been taught in school is false. What do you do with all of that? How do you step into the truth? How do you become who you truly are? How do you be positive and powerful without worrying what your family will think? How do you walk away from people that you've grown up with because they no longer serve your purpose? How do you love yourself through actions like that? How do you shine brightly and allow your body to heal? How do you traverse all these things, and how do you answer each one of these questions that come up?
I think that would be in the next screen share. Alchemy.
I've given you a lot to think about, and we address each one of these things, and we walk you through them, and we help you to understand the truth of who you are. What are you connected to? Are you connected to the physical identity of who you are? What you believed, you were told growing up? The schools that we lived through did not teach us truth. They did not teach us how to meditate and how to connect to who we truly are. They did not teach us how to handle disappointment and what do you do with emotions, what emotions are dangerous, how do you disengage with emotions. We do. We walk you through all of that. And the tools that we give applied to your life is life-changing and yours to keep forever. It will help you traverse all the situations that you encounter. I'm going to let Stefan say a few things. I'm going to let him. I didn't mean it like that. It's Stefan's turn.
Oh no, I think we should leave it at that.
Okay.
Yeah. So, because we need to get ready before we go. So you guys had a little bit of a taste of what we're going to be doing. So imagine a whole hour of all of this. All this information that we could be giving you.
Let me share this. Let's share this. This is why Stefan and I do what we do. Because you've seen our relationship and how beautiful it is. We're twin flames.
I wonder.
We're best friends. We're work partners.
Oh, never mind.
Co-business owners. We live in the same house. And it's beautiful what we have, but it wasn't always this way. And so back in 2009, when the market crashed, all 5 of our properties were falling into foreclosure. My marriage was failing. My husband got sick and ended up in the hospital with respiratory failure. My daughter was told she had cancer. Our grandson was born with a hole in his heart, and eating and breathing was difficult. My son got into a car accident, shattering both of his legs.
Me, by the way. I'm the son.
Every adult in our house, which are 5 of them, all 5 of us that were working, we all lost our jobs. We have been through the fire, and that was not even the end of it.
That was just the tip of the iceberg.
And it was so hard to go through each one of those things, and I thought, I just could not handle another traumatic event, and another one would happen. And then came Stefan's addiction.
And that started out in 2009 when I got addicted to painkillers. Then I got addicted to alcohol. And during that time, I also got addicted to cigarettes and then sex. And then I got addicted to the other drugs. Methamphetamines became my drug of choice. And I was addicted to that for about 4 years. And during that time, I made some really poor decisions of not only stealing over $5,000 in cash and items just so I could get my next fix, but I stole my parents' car. And I was gone for 5 days with the car. And I was stranded in, 2.5, 3 hours away from home. And I had to find my own way back. And I couldn't stay. I just could only pick up my stuff, which is very understandable. But when they left me there,
Okay.
Is
that okay if I stop sharing?
No, you can't stop. You stop the whole thing.
Okay.
I never resented my family for taking that step, for leaving me there, because it was the best thing that they could have ever done. Which then, a year later, I tried killing myself. In February 14th of 2016 was the day that I tried killing myself. It was the last day that I ever touched that stuff too. And during that time, I contracted some, you could call it diseases, HMV, CMV, syphilis, and HIV. I am now not only Oh, well, all of those together almost made me completely blind. I went 98% blind. And here I am today, undetectable, on the medicine, healthy as healthy can be. And we are very happy with how everything turned out. So not only do we want to help you guys to achieve what you want to achieve inside your life, but we want to bring you guys up to where we are today, to have the experiences, to have that awakening, to have that friendship with not only with the people that are around you, but with yourself as well. To be looking at yourself differently, to be looking at everything in this life as a blessing.
So we have walked through the fire and feel qualified to walk through the fire with you.
We walked through the valley of death.
The shadow of death.
And the shadow of death, and we, what was it? Feel no fear? Because fear is only a construct of the mind. It's only a program programmed into us to make us flee from the creations of the magical processes of transformation that we create through the creations of combining everything together, which I just used the alchemy thing right there. Yeah.
Well, we really love that you came on and joined us. And so we're going to go live tomorrow.
And tonight. We're going to be going live tonight to do some,
whatever we feel led to do. So join us. And we just love you. And Ross, love you too.
Love you all. And we'll talk to you guys soon. Adios, amigos and amigas.